Donald Trump is incredibly wealthy, with a net worth exceeding $2.6 billion. As a real estate tycoon, television personality, and former president of the United States, Trump's financial success enables him to enjoy almost any luxury he desires, a lifestyle he proudly showcases. While he's known for his fondness for inexpensive fast food, his spending habits extend far beyond what the average person could imagine. Here's a glimpse into some of the extraordinary items and experiences the former president invests his billions in. First on the list is his $100 million private airplane. In case Trump finds a luxury helicopter too restrictive, he has his lavish private jet at his disposal. His personal Boeing 757 stands as one of the most valuable and formidable private aircraft globally. Trump acquired the Boeing, originally constructed in 2011, for a staggering $100 million, earning it the prestigious title Trump Force One. As the 8th most expensive plane worldwide, its value has likely surged with the extensive upgrades its owner has invested in. Inside, you'll find a lounge, bedrooms, a dining room, a guest room, and Trump's own personal master bedroom. Inside the master bedroom is a private cinematic entertainment system and a private bathroom. That bathroom, as befitting Trump, sports a sink with a 24-karat gold interior. But don't feel left out yet if you can't use that sink. Just about everything on the plane that can be is plated in gold. The plane itself is a technical marvel, featuring a state-of-the-art computerized glass cockpit and boasting 2 Rolls-Royce engines that can propel Trump Force One to speed exceeding 500 miles an hour. It's no wonder Trump didn't exactly want to pocket in favor of the official Air Force One upon taking office, but that's exactly what he had to do, as the presidential plane has actual security measures and access to military operational secrets and procedures. He just had to wait until the job was done to fly his beloved Trump Force One again. Fleet of cars. Like many rich people, Donald Trump has an exquisite car collection. Donald Trump has a lot of fancy cars. He doesn't have many, but the ones he does have are super expensive, powerful, and really fancy vehicles ever made. He owns a 2003 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, which ran over $445,000 upon release. He also keeps a 1997 Lamborghini Diablo VT, a Mercedes-Benz Maybach S600, a Tesla Roadster, and a 2016 Cadillac Escalade. In addition, he keeps a 2015 Rolls-Royce Phantom around. This vehicle started $500,000 and is fully customizable. Who knows how much Trump spent to make the interior as lush and golden as he likes everything else? Then there's his 2011 Chevrolet Camaro Indianapolis 500 pace car, which was a legitimate pace car that he was apparently supposed to drive in the 2011 Indy 500 until scheduling issues made that impossible. Finally, there's his 1956 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, which is technically a replica. This was one of Trump's first cars, and he fell in love with it so much, he eventually paid Rolls-Royce to make him a new one just like it. The offer was clearly enticing enough that the company happily agreed. 3 helicopters. Lots of rich people own helicopters. Trump, meanwhile, reportedly has 3, mostly because he's, well, Trump. To be fair, we've only seen 2 of them, and considering how much Trump likes to show off his wealth, it's rather curious he doesn't show off all of his worldly birds. But he's certainly wealthy enough to own more than one chopper if he likes. The second helicopter isn't technically his. Well, not permanently anyway. That would be Marine One, the official White House helicopter. That, due to security reasons, is the only chopper he's allowed in while he's president. That'll be just one of the many perks he can look forward to after returning to his private life. The ability to fly in his other, most famous chopper. In 2011, he bought a used Sikorsky S-76 helicopter, spending upwards of $7 million to acquire it. But the ride wasn't, to coin a phrase, Trumpy enough for the Trump. So he reportedly spent an extra $750,000, so famous New York aircraft designer Eric Roth could make the helicopter worthy of its owner's name. The mission was most certainly accomplished, as the Sikorsky, now with the name Trump spelt outside in giant lettering, is pure helicopter luxury. Almost everything inside, from the seats to the pillows, are either colored or covered in gold. Much of the wooden surfaces have the Trump family crest painted on it, in gold, of course. Even the seatbelts are gold, because Donald Trump is nothing if not dedicated to stamping his personality onto everything he owns. 17 golf clubs. As he's shown many times over the past few years, Donald Trump loves the game of golf. He's been investing in the sport since 1999 when he first purchased his first club, but he certainly didn't stop at one. Currently, the ex-president owns not 1, not 2, but 17 different golf courses around the world. Many of his clubs were properties he snatched up after the Great Recession of 2008. Even still, he spent hundreds of millions of dollars simply on buying all these properties, never mind renovating them, and turning into worthy showcases of both his brand and his favorite pastime. Take the Trump National Golf Club in Los Angeles. Trump paid $27 million to buy the course from its former owners. After a landslide sunk the 18th hole and forced the club into bankruptcy, Trump and his organization have since spent over $260 million renovating and updating it, making it the single most expensive golf course in history. Though most of Trump's golf properties are based in the US, he also owns several courses in Ireland, Scotland, and Dubai. Gold. We can't proceed any further without mentioning what Donald Trump seemingly loves most of all: gold. Perhaps the ultimate symbol of luxury and a well-off life, Trump prefers as much of his world be adorned in gold as possible. From gold-rimmed cups and plates to gold-plated sinks in his private planes, Trump's world is only slightly less covered in gold than King Midas's. The furniture, blankets, and curtains in his jets and homes are even laced with gold. When he was president, he replaced the curtains in the Oval Office with gold-colored and gold-rimmed curtains. If he thought he could hit a golf ball accurately with gold-plated golf clubs, he probably would. And because this is Donald Trump, his gold possessions aren't just colored that way. Whenever possible, he uses genuine 24-karat gold to turn his world into a monument to his wealth. His love of the shiny metal is so far-reaching. He'd love to officially make it how the United States makes and spends its money. The US abandoned the gold standard in 1973, but Trump has made several comments since announcing his campaign for president about how he would return to that standard. Whether that happens or not, it's clear that Trump will continue to adhere to his own personal gold standard for the rest of his days. A gold-plated motorcycle. Donald Trump isn't one to ride motorcycles, but he's most definitely one to own one. But being who he is, he couldn't just buy a regular expensive motorcycle and call it a day. He had to find a way to adorn it, with as much gold if not more than his usual insane purchases. In 2012, Trump visited the set of American Chopper, and the show's stars agreed to customize a special motorcycle just for the ex-president. It was pure Trump, with gold plating and lining everywhere. The tank was gold, the handlebars were gold, and even the wheels were gold. The Trump name made it right onto the pedal and the engine. But what good is having a chopper like this made just for you, if even one person doesn't know it's for you? We don't know exactly how much Trump paid for this commission or how much it's worth, only that it can't possibly be less than tons. We do know, however, that Trump heartily approved of the project. Real estate. Forget the politics, Donald Trump is first and foremost a real estate guy. He's been active in the industry since joining his father's company in the 1960s. It's where he made his billions and where he likely will continue to do so after leaving office. Currently, Trump invests in properties all over the world. Outside of the US, buildings in Canada, India, the Philippines, South Korea, Turkey, and Uruguay all bear his name and fingerprints. In the United States, Trump owns buildings in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Illinois, Florida, Hawaii, and Nevada. It's difficult to say how much money he's invested over the decade, but considering his specialty as high-class luxury apartment life, it's safe to say he spent hundreds of millions, if not billions, between buying, selling, and investing in all of these properties. Trump currently isn't active in real estate due to all the hassles that comes with his presidential campaign, but it must be comforting to know that once his political career ends, he'll definitely have something lucrative to fall back on. Trump Tower. By 1995, Donald Trump had a ton to his name, so why not spend the money to add not just one more thing, but the one more thing? He did just that by purchasing a 71-story building at 40 Wall Street in New York City, renaming it naturally the Trump Building. The total cost, $10 million. This building has a storied history that long predates Trump. It was built in the late 1920s as part of the so-called Race to the Sky, a competition between several NYC fat cats to see who could build the world's tallest habitable building. The 927-foot Trump Building, then known as the Manhattan Company Building, actually won the race briefly, until a month later when the nearby Chrysler Building added a giant spire to surpass it at 1046 feet. The Manhattan Company called shenanigans, since spires aren't exactly livable. But less than a year later, the 250-foot Empire State Building showed up and claimed the tallest title outright. By the time Trump showed up, the building was in bad shape, having been neglected for years after a shadowy 1982 deal broken by Filipino President Ferdinand Marcos fell through. Trump purchased the lease in 1995 for $10 million, though he's since claimed he only spent $1 million. Either way, it's clearly been a sound investment, as experts currently peg the building's worth at over $1 billion, making it Trump's most valuable building by far. Not bad for a place that was just shy of dilapidation before he swooped in. The Trump Winery. Despite being a teetotaler who claims to have never even sipped alcohol in his life, Donald Trump owns a humongous winery. Clearly, he's not his own best customer. In 2011, Trump purchased Charlottesville, Virginia's Kluge Estate Winery and Vineyard, which was at risk of foreclosure. He ultimately paid just over $3.5 million for the estate, through methods one could describe his both creative and shady. According to Bank of America, who had paid $16 million for the property's mansion at a foreclosure auction, Trump first purchased acres of land around the estate, then arranged for it to intentionally look closed off and raggedy. This move alleges Bank of America made other potential buyers shy away from making an offer, as they thought the property was either wrecked beyond repair or exclusively earned by Trump. Thus, without any other options, the bank took a bath and accepted Trump's offer. Whatever you think of this method, it was clearly worth it, as the former Kluge Winery is currently valued at over $25 million. Since renaming it after who else himself, Trump's revamped it to be much more than a winery. It's got a clubhouse, a hotel, it can host weddings and corporate events, and it's crafted several high-scoring and award-winning ventures. A tribute to Muhammad Ali. Not everything Donald Trump spends his money on is gold-plated and super flashy. Sometimes what he purchases has legitimate sentimental value, such as his signed copy of a Muhammad Ali tribute book. The fact that its cover is almost entirely gold is merely a bonus. Trump has long been a huge fan of the boxing legend, even tweeting after Ali's passing about how he was truly a great champion and a wonderful guy. So it makes sense that he would pay top dollar for the book, GOAT, a tribute to Muhammad Ali. Only 1,000 copies ever made it into circulation, but not only was each one signed by the greatest, each copy cost around $15,000. For Trump, it was money easily spent and well spent. If you are a Trump supporter, make sure to leave a like and smash the subscribe button. Go through our channel for more juicy facts about your favorite celebrities.